Hi everyone. Today we're doing notes for Unit 2, Skill 3, evaluating an expression for several inputs. For number 1, evaluate the following expression, x squared minus 5x plus 8, for each of the following values. For A, we have x is equal to 2. So I'm going to plug in 2 in each of the spots where I see an x. So we have 2 squared minus 5 times 2 plus 8. 2 squared gives us 4. Negative 5 times 2 is negative 10 plus 8. 4 minus 10 gives us negative 6 plus 8, which will give us 2. For letter B, we have x equals negative 3. So we have negative 3 squared minus 5 times negative 3 plus 8. Negative 3 squared is 9. Negative 5 times negative 3 is positive 15 plus 8. 9 plus 15 is 24 plus 8, which is 32. For C, we have x equals 0. So we have 0 squared minus 5 times 0 plus 8. 0 squared is 0. Negative 5 times 0 is 0 plus 8. 0 plus 0 is 0 plus 8 is 8. Now it says here we're also supposed to organize our answers into an in-out table of values. So I'm going to do this at the end once we've completed all of our problems. For number 2, evaluate the following expression, 3xy plus 4x minus 7y for each of the following values. For A, we have x equals 1 and y equals 10. So I have 3 times 1 times 10 plus 4 times 1 minus 7 times 10. 3 times 1 gives us 3 times 10 plus 4 times 1 minus 7 times 10. 3 times 10 is 30 plus 4 times 1 is 4. Negative 7 times 10 is minus 70. 30 plus 4 is 34 minus 70. And 34 minus 70 is going to give us negative 36. For B, we have x equals negative 2 and y equals 5. So we have 3 times negative 2 times 5 plus 4 times negative 2 minus 7 times 5. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6 times 5 plus 4 times negative 2 minus 7 times 5. Negative 6 times 5 is negative 30. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. Negative 7 times 5 is negative 35. Negative 30 minus 8 is negative 38 minus 35, which is going to give us negative 73. Last, we have for C, x equals 8 and y equals 3. So we have 3 times 8 times 3 plus 4 times 8 minus 7 times 3. 3 times 8 is 24 times 3 plus 4 times 8 minus 7 times 3. 24 times 3 is going to give us 72 plus 4 times 8 is 32 minus negative 7 times 3 is minus 21. Then 72 plus 32 is 104 minus 21. which 104 minus 21 is going to give us 83. For the next one, we have evaluate the following expression, negative a squared minus 6b plus 3ab minus 4 for each of the following values. For a, we have a equals 3 and b equals 1. So we have negative and then 3 squared minus 6 times 1 plus 3 times 3 times 1 minus 4. 3 squared is 9, so we have negative times 9. Negative 6 times 1 is going to give us negative 6, plus 3 times 3 is 9 times 1 minus 4. So that's negative 9 minus 6 plus 9 minus 4. Negative 9 minus 6 is negative 15 plus 9 minus 4. Negative 15 plus 9 is going to give us negative 6 minus 4, which is negative 10. For b, we have a equals negative 3 and b equals negative 5. So we have negative of negative 3 squared minus 6 times negative 5 plus 3 times negative 3 times negative 5 minus 4. So the negative of negative 3 squared is 9. Negative 6 times negative 5 is a positive 30. 3 times negative 3 is a negative 9 times negative 5 minus 4. So we have negative 9 plus 30. Negative 9 times negative 5 is a positive 45 minus 4. Negative 9 plus 30 is 21 plus 45 minus 4. 21 plus 45 is 66 minus 4, which gives us 62. And our last one here, we have a equals 5 and b equals negative 6. So I have negative of 5 squared minus 6 times negative 6 plus 3 times 5 times negative 6 minus 4. So we have negative of 5 squared, which is 25. Negative 6 times negative 6 is a positive 36. 3 times 5 is 15 times negative 6 minus 4. So this is negative 25 plus 36. 15 times negative 6 is going to give us negative 90 minus 4. Negative 25 plus 36 is going to give us 11 minus 90 minus 4. 11 minus 90 is going to give us negative 79 minus 4. And negative 79 minus 4 will give us negative 83. Okay, the last step is we need to put each of these into input-output tables. So we're going to go back up to number 1. And I'm just going to change color. When we're doing input-output tables, we're going to have an input column and an output column. Our input is each of the values that we plug in. So for A, our input is 2. Our output was our answer, and so our output is 2. For B, our input was -3, our output was 32. And for C, our input was 0 and our output was 8. For 2 and 3, I'm going to put these at the bottom of the paper just so we have a little bit more space. So for 2 here, we have that we have 2 different inputs and 1 output. And so we have, this is number 2, our input and our output. Now by our input, we have an X input and we also have a Y input. So I'm going to list both of these. I'm going to put a dotted line here. So for A, our X was 1, our Y was 10, and our output was -36. For B, our X was -2, our Y was 5, and our output was -73. And for C, our X was 8, our Y is 3, and our output is 83. We have one more to do for number 3. And again, we're going to do a table similar to number 2 where we have input and output. And this time, our 2 inputs are A and B. So for A, our A is 3, our B is 1, our output was -10. For B, our A is -3, our B is -5, and our output was 62. And for C, our A is 5, our B is -6, and our output is -83. And that's the end of our notes for today.